Or direct email jsmittymusic@gmail.com as far as contacting goes. And then, like I said, once the album gets put out, we're going to stand up a website. The album will be for sale through there. And we're in the process of getting it designed right now, which isn't as easy as I thought it would be. So I'm tasking that out, and I had to hire that out. But yeah, once it's all set up, and it's going to be something very basic, nothing crazy, flashy, just a place to come buy music and listen and check out the tour rates and stuff, or venues, which will be local for at least the next 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
So it's a fun time to get out and jam.
Definitely.
And free shows. I mean, you can't beat that.
It's true.
Yeah, that's true. It could be anything, it doesn't cost any money. Who cares? Yeah.
Excellent. So, not only are you making music, but you're going to school as well.
I take a couple classes here and there. It's funny. I took a music, not music theory, but fundamentals of music. So it's not like music appreciation. It's not like, music theory. And it kicked my ass, man. I thought it was so funny. There's two separate sides to music, in my mind. Humble opinion. You got these people that are so talented. Like, I think you have to be talented just to read and understand music in that form. The timing and the notes. And learning to read music is one thing, but just that technical proficiency where you're a concert cello, like something high speed, which is, people think, guitar, and it's tough to learn, but once you get it, I just have never been of that technical mind, it's always just, does that sound decent? How's that? And I don't think it's definitely not like some kind of revolutionary statement. It's simply and purely just for lack of brain power. I just thought I'm not geared that way. It's very mathematical, that approach to music, and it's awesome, it's beautiful, but it's just not my way. So I kind of took that class thinking, music, I got this. And it wasn't that at all.
Incorrect,
no,
sir.
It was in the trenches, like serious. Oh gosh, I can't. They dumped everything. It was so traumatic. It was rugged. But just some of the fundamentals of the theory of music, oh god. It was way different than I expected.
They get you into a lot of mathematical stuff involved in it.
Yeah, just the finding the time on a song, which some people are probably they're listening to this right now going, that's easy. It ain't to me.
It's definitely not to me.
I'll stick with my junkyard guitar and song. Just even down to the structure of a song. There's a lot of different schools of thought on how to put a song together. And I really feel like there's not, the less of that you fill your mind with, the better.
Yeah.
The less parameters you give yourself to be like, this is what it has to be. No
definitely.
Chorus, verse, chorus, bridge, and chorus.
At that point in time, I think you take a lot of the art.
You just think just let it be creative. And I'm not an artsy guy, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not just like, just love it for, but when it comes out like that, that's how it is. I feel like when you start tweaking it too hard
with the auto-tune,
for sure, I mean, if you can't sing, you just can't sing. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
You can't drive a car.
Well, not professionally.
Not professionally.
Right? Everybody should sing, whether you can sing or not. Hear me at work sometimes.
Don't try to make a name for yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I'm totally with that too. But just as far as like the craft goes, the art of writing a song, it's hard for me to say. I mean, there might be songs that you and I don't like. But there's somebody out there who's going to like it. For the most part, you know what I mean? Yeah. I've heard some things that nobody can get behind, but, I think for the most part, somebody out there is going to be a fan.
The song only a mother could love.
Yeah. It might just not be mainstream. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
That's the, the standard by which every song seems to be judged, It's just like, well, I don't know about all that. But I guess you could go the other way as well, and for the mainstream that people can craft a song like that.
Yeah, I think you notice it a lot in pop music. That's, you know, you get somebody's voice and look, and then you have somebody come in and they create the songs that way without the art feeling. And they're, okay, we're gonna have a beat like this. These numbers are going here. It's gonna be at this pace, and your voice is gonna be in this harmonic. And we're gonna make $1 million
for sure.
And I mean, there's a lot of 12 to 21-year-old people that, as long as it's got the right beat to it, the right math to it, it'll click in their head, and they'll get behind it right away. And then years later, they'll look back and say, "My God, I've just listened to the lyrics of this song. It's Friday."
That phase.
And maybe I shouldn't have liked that song so much, but gee golly, it was fun to swing my hips to.
Yeah, definitely. That's the interesting thing about music, is that you never know. I mean, something could come out that's totally outside of what you would consider to be your genre of music, and you can fall in love with it. You know what I mean? And that is a cool thing about music. It's like you just never know, man. It could be the greatest thing ever. But the other thing that I think, you know, especially, and Isaac and I have talked about this a lot too, is that everybody has an opinion about music. It's not just one of those things that you stand back and regard and go, everybody's got an idea for how to make it sound better. How to, you know, it's like, there are some people that you're like, okay, but you literally can't take everybody's opinion on everything. That's one of the dynamics of music, is everybody is like a natural born critic.
Exactly.
Like, I would never go critique or write a column about, you know, somebody's
Nike
rose
shoes
garden or Nike shoe, like basketball. You know, because I don't have any idea what it takes to do that.
But I've never run across a person who didn't like music.
No,
that's one thing you never hear anybody say. No, I don't like music.
I never listened to it.
Never did. That stuff just. Oh.
Well, and it's everywhere too. I mean, it's in places that we just don't even realize. Internet ads, TV commercials, obviously, radio commercials. I mean, everywhere you think and look. Elevators, man. There's music everywhere, and so there's always a market. You know, and it doesn't necessarily have to mean that, you know, you're going to be a multi-billionaire, but you know, making a living at it is entirely possible. You know, so with that in mind, you know, you kind of, I mean, where there's a will, there's a way. But it is a very interesting beast. You know, it's very tough to kind of put your finger on it. You know?
Definitely. You sure you don't want to, you know, critique a basketball play for me? The high screen and roll.
You run circles around me, man. I don't even know what the positions are. And you know,
the kicker.
You know me my whole life. I'm a basketball guy.
That's true. Well, we're approaching about 50 minutes of podcast time here, so you got the Get Fiddle set up for maybe a little lay me down in the dirt. Or another soft one to play us out.
How about
I just want to hear that soft voice of yours. I want the listeners to just get lulled.
Let me go here. Let's do. I'll do live.
All right. Sounds good.
Let's see if I can do it here. You promised me a beer when I came here. I didn't see it.
It's still in the fridge. I forgot about it before we started up. And I didn't want to leave in the middle of the pod. I can leave you here alone and go get you a beer if you want.
No, what if something goes wrong?
Well, you got this.
The millions of viewers will be left in the...
6 current viewers, currently. That tells me that we're beating Toddlers and Tiaras on TLC right now. Or, dear God, I hope so.
Well played, sir.